And we live? We live. What's up, everybody? My name is Nova, and welcome to The Bridge. This is the Entertainment Workshop, and I'm so happy to be here. We're on a new platform, and yeah, we're about to get it cracking. So, disclaimer. I need y'all to help me out. Y'all are like my friendly helpers today. And I need you to let me know if the stream is acting ghetto or not, because this is the first time I'm doing this, and I need your help to let me know how this is looking on your end, so we can fix the tweaks. But without further ado, we have a special guest in the building. He goes by Lamark. He is an on-air personality for iHeartradio, radio.com, Party 101.9, like, he does it all. So, welcome to the Entertainment Workshop. How are you today?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. Thanks also for having me for the test run. Like, I love it. I love being like the test dummy. So I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm glad to be here.
We gotta do it one time. So, I just want to jump right into it. Well, before we jump right into it, let the people know who you are and just a little bit about yourself.
Alright, what's up, everybody? I'm Lamark. I am the host and creator of a radio show called The Fresh Movement. It is on Party 101.9 radio every Friday, 7 to 9. It just got off the air, so if you missed it, I think it comes back on Sundays at 4 p.m., so make sure you guys check that out. I also have Lamark After Dark, so I do that every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern, sponsored by the Adult Zone. If you want to get some sex toys, please go to adultzone.com and type my promo code FRESH. And yeah, I'm just trying to be a star. You know, all that good stuff.
Alright, so let's jump into it. So, let's talk about choosing a college, because I know that you started off with doing college radio, and that's how you got into, the entertainment world. So, for, I guess, the high schoolers who are, graduating, or someone who is thinking about going to college, especially if they want to get into the entertainment field, per se, radio, what is your advice on how to pick a college?
I would just do some research on the college radio station. Personally, I didn't do that when I went to college. When I went to college, I just wanted to be a star. Like, I didn't really know. But I didn't really know Kingsborough Community College. So shout out to Kingsborough. The radio station is dope. But I was just fortunate to have a radio station that was actually very well organized. They had actual studio. They had classes about it. So it was very, very cool to see that at that college. But other colleges, I'm not going to name the colleges, don't have that. So I just think that if you want to go into the radio from high school, I think that you should definitely do your research on the college station. And do your research on it's an award. I believe it's like the Grammys, like college radio. I think it's the IBS Awards. IBS Awards is an award that happens every year in New York City, and it's pretty much just like showcasing all the talent for college radio. So definitely look at that, and they'll have workshops for that. So something that I wish someone would have told me.
Did you ever apply your show for it?
Yeah, I got nominated. Okay. I got nominated. I didn't win. I was up against these people. It was like 10 of them on one show. Like, that was just wrong. It was just, it's me and like 10 of them. But whatever. I mean, I still got a little trophy. But I was really grateful that I was nominated, because again, it's every state in the United States that goes to this award for college radio. So it's an honor just to be nominated.
Right, to get chosen. That's dope.
Yeah.
And then let's talk about when you get into college. I know for me, I didn't even know that they had a radio station. It was not until, I think we had a tour. No, I'm lying. I had a radio class inside of the radio station. And that's how I knew they had a radio station. So, How did you get started in college radio? And what is your advice to people that are looking to get into college radio, that are currently in the school? What or how can they approach, whether it's the PD or the radio manager there? Like, tell us your background about that, and then how can somebody else mimic that workflow?
Well, I think the good news is I was at Kingsborough Community College, and that was a radio station. radio station, and I went to go wasn't as structured, and well, so I can kind of give the balance of both. I think with Kingsborough, they were very on my back to do a promo to keep it updated. I'm sorry, your question was how do I get into that?
No, it's okay. No, go ahead.
But so I think that to get into it, I just think that you have one. And just see. I personally spoke to the program director, and they got me on board at Kingsborough, and I had training. As far as Brooklyn College, they had a system where you sign up and you intern somebody's show. So it's like Brooklyn College is more run by the students, and Kingsborough is more run by the faculty. So I guess it depends on what you like, but I just think you should have a mindset of what you want to show. And I think that the format, whether it's hip hop, R&B, pop, country. Or you like want to do a show.
And then so describe how someone can approach the program directly, because I know sometimes it could be a little intimidating. You know, going to a program director or a radio manager at a station. I know for me personally, I'm not even gonna hold you. I was a little intimidated when I first got there because you guys were kind of like already clicked up. And you guys knew each other. You guys knew the things. So it's just like,
she's not talking about me. She's not talking about me. I left before she got there. So it's like,
I was talking about you too. Because I was just like, okay, everybody's all like clicked up. Everybody knows each other. Everybody already is doing their own thing. Like, where do I fit into this equation? So,
right.
What is some ways that I guess can be easy for that transition?
The good thing about they have orientation. So you signed up, and they actually had a presentation, and they actually explained the people in it. Like that was really good. I hope all college stations do that because it gives you, if you're shy, you can just go to orientation and see that's really what you want to do. But I just think if you're going to be in radio or television, you have to speak up for yourself, because if you're not your biggest cheerleader, nobody will be, and that's just the sad truth. Like I used to be super shy, but I learned that closed mouths don't get fed in this business anyway. So you have to get that little bit of courage and just ask some questions. And I'm telling you, if you want to do a show, and people listening, you're gonna get criticism. You're gonna get people saying you suck. You're gonna get people saying your voice is awful. You're gonna get people saying I don't like your content. So you have to have some type of thick skin. So that is the first step, is branching out and get your name out there. And sometimes just saying, hey, I'm interested. Can you tell me more?
That's a fact. That is a fact. So let's talk about getting into preparing for your show. So boom, now you talk to the PD. You got your show. You done did your what they called it?
Training?
Yeah, like your training. You done did that. You done over the summer. You did your talk breaks. That's what I was looking for. Your talk breaks. You did all of that. So now it's time to prepare your show. I think a lot of people, when they think about radio, they think you just turn on the mic and you just start talking. And it don't work like that. It really don't work like that. It's a lot that goes into it. So I guess just explain to the people who are interested, how exactly do you prepare for a show? What are some tips that you can offer to help you find content and to, I guess,
just be different in a way?
Different, finding content and being consistent.
Do you mean for college radio or just radio? In general? After college radio? As far as college radio, I know for me, I wanted something fresh, hence fresh movement, merch coming soon. But I wanted something different, and I just think that you have to, I took it serious. It was a hobby, but I really took it serious. I really went home and prepped topics. I went on. I think Media Takeout was big back then. I went on I think Gossip. I went on Daily News. I sat there and read stuff. I stutter sometimes, so that was another thing. You stutter, you can do radio as well. Just talk slowly. I'm going through that as well. But I really just sat there and prep. I would get there out before my show, sometimes too, and just really sit there and think what I'm going to talk about. I used to write down my talk breaks and just read it from the paper, which is I thought for college radio that's fine, but it depends on what kind of show you want to do. Like you may just have a music show and maybe just mostly music, you just doing like one-liners, or you may have a talk show where it's mostly you talking. That means you have to kind of have topics that are ready to be prepared. Like you can't like say that person may not know that topic. You have to know how to go from A to B to C and sometimes D quickly. So it's all about preparation and
being organized. I feel.
Yeah, but I think my issue, and this is me talking personally, when I was doing college radio, it started to feel like a job. So how, you know, and when it started to feel like a job, I guess the joy of it started getting sucked out, especially every week trying to come up with content, finding news topics to talk about, and just also, I guess, the thought of, oh my God, is anybody listening? Am I talking to myself? Am I doing this in vain? So, like, explain how do you work through that? So I feel like everybody goes through that.
Yeah, definitely. As far as anybody listening,
I thought dating.
I don't know why that's wrong. But
shout out to King.
I just feel like
you gotta do it for you.
Like if you're doing it to be popular,
if you're doing it to get a big following, if you're doing it to get money,
like this is not it.
I feel like you have to actually love what you're doing because when you love what you're doing, it doesn't feel like work all the time.
Like I used to do flyers all the time.
I used to do mad promos, and it was a lot of work, but it felt like work, but that's what I wanted to do. I was passionate about it, so it didn't feel as strong for me. So I feel like if you get tired of it all the time, then it might not be the career path for you. You're gonna have bad days, but if every day is bad, then maybe that's not the career path for you.
I think you're trying to throw a shot, but it's okay.
I'm not. Because it do get hard. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you. Like, some days I'll be like, what the hell? But, like, it is what it is. And I just feel like, me personally, that this is just like the bigger, like, this is my platform to get to bigger and better things for me, personally.
I think I was so fixated on, is anybody listening to me? And then I have found a method that had worked. So I used to go on Facebook Live while I was live.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that took away from the quality because nobody is tuning into the station to listen. They're just tuning into live. So it's like, it helps, but it still defeats the purpose because, like, even if you're interacting with the people on live, it's still like you're losing the focus of the actual listeners who are actually tuning in. Rather than, you know.
Yeah, but as far as college radio, I
thought college radio is somewhat. It should be fun.
I don't think
college radio should be competitive because trust me, it gets shitty. I mean, crazy. After college radio, so
I just think that for college radio, you should just have
fun, have good content. Who cares people say? Like, your show won't get pulled in college radio if people are listening.
Unless
that's never happened.
And they get a complaint.
You got a complaint?
No, I never got a complaint. Luckily. You know how many people cursed on that show after I told them do not curse on the show? Ridiculous.
But I find college radio, just go have fun.
Go have fun and
don't worry about the numbers
of who's listening because that doesn't matter to. That shouldn't matter.
Yeah, that would really get you sidetracked there. All right, so you graduated Kingsborough and then you went to Brooklyn College. So transitioning stations can be, I guess, a challenging thing, if you would say, because it's kind of like you're taking your audience from one place, you're going to another place, and then you're kind of trying to build your audience at this new station. So, explain the difficulties with that, and would you recommend it?
I recommend it. So when I was at Kingsborough, I think my biggest guest. And honestly, people really care when you have the biggest guest because that's which is crazy. But people like that. Some music celebrities have. So I had like Ginger from like the Bad Girls Club. I think Christy at the Bars. So I think those were the two biggest guests I had. And that was cool. So I had followers of that. So when I went to Brooklyn College, their vibe was more, everyone kind of had a hip-hop show, whereas Kingsborough was more EDM formatted. So it was definitely a different vibe. I was more excited to be with the Brooklyn College vibe only because I figured, like this would be dope. It'll probably be like one of those Hot 97s or like Power because it's all hip hop.
Shout out to Mercedes, she's tuned in.
I can't see anything.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. But yeah, I went to Brooklyn College because I wanted to be doing radio, and they were just not friendly at all. And I don't know if it was just me per se, but they weren't the friendliest. And you kind of had to intern someone else's show. Shout out to, I forgot his name that I interned for.
I forgot his name.
But he was cool. He was very nice. He was very informative.
But it
just was a setback a little bit.
No shade to Brooklyn College,
but with Kingsborough, like they
very organized. Like you couldn't even get on air without having a
promo or having an intro. Brooklyn College didn't care, and so they just like if you signed up, you got a show.
So it was a little different.
It was very different and more competitive,
but not in the nicest way. So
the nicest way. It definitely made me know that this business is going to be something after doing Brooklyn College. But to answer your question, because I feel like I'm rambling. I think if you're passionate about radio, then just switching the station is, nothing bad about it. Yeah.
So then what about interning? Because I know a lot of times colleges or I guess big corporations like iHeart or if you're trying to get into the music industry, like a lot of the times it's best that you do internships. So do you think that interning, like how you intern at Brooklyn College on somebody else's show, do you think that helped you land the gig to where you're working at now?
I think interning person on his show did nothing for me personally. But that's because
trying to be shady
that, but it just wasn't.
I just didn't like his show. It just didn't really.
I was given
like tips and making it just wasn't that. But if I didn't go to Kingsborough, maybe I would have felt differently. Starting my first experience at radio. So maybe like if it's your first experience, then maybe I guess, but it wasn't mine. So I can't really say the interning helped me personally. I interned at Hot 97 while I was at College, and I feel like even though it has its pros and cons, it did prepare me for what the world is in my field. So I definitely think interning.
Why the topic is still hot, because let the people know Hot 97 is a real hard place to get into, and it's a very well established radio company and something great to have on your resume. So, how did you get that job? One. And two, what was it like working there? What was the people like? What was the atmosphere like? Like, give me the tea.
So I got the job. It was this girl at Brooklyn College. I'm not going to say her name. And I was doing my show, and she was just very snarky. And I don't know why she was so snarky. And she had an internship behind 97. And she just felt like she was hot stuff. And I was like, so how do you get the internship? Like, I would love to be part of that. She was like, well, I don't know if you would get it. Like, they're only selective people. So I
was like, cool. So like that,
all right,
I'm gonna show you. I can show you, but I can tell you.
So I think I
applied that night.
Because I didn't even know they were taking applications. So we just happened to take applications that night. And I got the call back a week later. And I had an interview. It was a group interview at 12 for all of us. And I came with my flyers because I had flyers for my radio show. And I just came talking. I came being myself. That is the one thing. It's so cliche. But being yourself is what sets you apart from everybody else. Like, no one is you. And I think that if you just be yourself and not try to emulate anybody else, you will get super far in the industry. But I got the Hot 97 internship. It was cool. As far as like who I met, I met people like Tinashe and Tony Braxton and Cardi B and some other people. I met Lunel. She was very nice. I'm saying everybody
that was nice.
As far as who was crappy, I'm not gonna name.
I'll wait till I believe to look at something about that. But as far as the personalities on Hot,
Nessa was super
nice.
And,
And
so was Megan Wright. That's all I have to say about that.
All I have to say about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like, let's talk about street team because well, I guess this kind of leads me to my next topic that I would like to talk about with you is networking and how did you land the gig? And I say gig because you know these things are like gigs. They come, they go. You never know. Nothing is guaranteed in this industry.
Right.
But how did you land the? Well, we already know how you land the job with Hot, but then you also transition over to Intercom, which is another big station, which was different from your typical lane, and
right.
you managed to work your way up to being a board op. So, how did you make that transition? Did networking, or how important is networking to you, and did networking help you get that position at Intercom to move your way up from Hot to Intercom?
Absolutely. Around I think it was my last semester in college, and I had to figure out like a job. So I already had party already on lock. I think I had party. I think I had party on lock already. But that was part time. I still needed a job. Intercom, my mom worked for the woman who used to work at Intercom. And she said they're hiring people for board operators. So I was like, that would be dope. Like, I didn't know about street team. I heard board operators. So when I got the interview, they said street team. I was like, oh, I didn't know that was that. But anyway, whatever. I took it. I had the interview, and I think I had the interview Monday, and they told me I got the job Wednesday at that. So. But I also interviewed with Hot 97 because they had street team. And I interviewed for that with them. And they told me the same day Intercom told me I had the job. So I had to pick one. And I picked Intercom. But notice what it is. I feel like I picked Intercom only because it was different. And I wanted to see Intercom was country. They had CBS. I think it was Fresh at that time. So they had like different sports. Like they had different things. So I was down to see with Verizon or whatever that audience would bring me. And I got that job. I started to say my name is Lamark to everybody that I met. I gave them my business cards. I became close with a lady named Fabby who was the assistant producer, assistant director, or producer. You guys get what I'm saying. She worked with and she was very kind. Like she would always, big me up. She would always try to give me opportunities. So she's the one that actually pushed me board hopping. And from there, it's history. But definitely thinking network is key.
I noticed a lot of the times you kept saying you gave out flyers and business cards. Is this a strategy that you use when it comes to networking, and do you think it's very efficient? I know a lot of people say the business card era is dead because of Instagram, but do you think that it still holds some sort of value or professionalism?
I think it's not dead because people. Sometimes people can be crappy. They might throw your business card away after you see them. But most people put it in their bag, something like that. And 9 times out of 10, when people clean their bag, they will see your card. And they will check out your stuff, whether they're bored or just never know. You just never know. Whereas, here's my social media, they might just keep scrolling. But because you have that piece of paper, that kind of stays with them in some sort of way. Like, I have mad paper or stuff that I just have, just people gave me, but I never threw it away, but I just had it. So I just think business cards and flyers, pop. So I think that people should keep doing that. But that's just how I feel about it, personally.
And then, so your advice would be to just basically find somebody to get cool with at.
Definitely try to find a mentor. I don't know if I said that. Definitely try to find a mentor. Somebody who believes in you. And it's going to be, I'm not even going to hold you. It might be a little hard because it's very lot of stakes in this game. And a lot of people don't want you to win, and they smile on your face. Those are the worst. People that smile on your face, be like, oh, I love it, this and that, and then opportunity will happen, and they will not tell you perfectly because they don't want you. So just watch out for that. But definitely find somebody who has your back and who knows the business more than you do, and try to learn from them. I'm still learning to this day. So, hey.
And then let's talk about how you got the party gig, because
right.
That's what we really want to know about. So Just tell us, how did you land that job, and advice to people who are looking like me. At one point in life, I wanted to land a job on a radio station. But yeah, how did you get that job, and what advice can you give to people who are trying to, he said the shades are killing it. You already know who that is.
So Party. So when I first
got with Party, they weren't even on. They weren't on iHeart. They weren't on any of those platforms. They were just on, I believe, TuneIn. And I just saw the platform. I don't know if I reached out to the program director. They reached out to me. But we had a good conversation. They liked my show from college. And because I was somewhat talking to Party while I was in Brooklyn College Radio, because I was like, this is not going to work. This is not going to work at Brooklyn College Radio.
Trying me, and I don't want to fight.
So I gotta get out of here. So we just went back and forth, and he liked what I was doing, and they gave me like a summer spot, and I just stayed on. And from there, I think in 2 years, it just grown to them getting an iHeart deal, and now a Real.com deal. So it's made my platform bigger. But I think I was more. You gotta be persistent. And you have to no one's gonna fight for you more than you'll fight for yourself. So gotta keep fighting for yourself and know that you are dope.
Trademark that. Put on.
I think I heard it from somewhere though. I don't know. I heard from somewhere I get a suit. So.
From what I took from that is, don't shade the smaller companies that are reaching out to you.
Yeah.
It's a bigger opportunity. Because you never know. Like, that's crazy how now they're on the 2 biggest platforms for internet radio. And you would have never got that opportunity. Or probably would have been so much harder for you to get this opportunity now that,
Right.
So that says a lot.
I mean, the gag is you got personalities out on
Real.com. Because I have full control on my show. That's why the topic I talk about. I've never been, and I'm really grateful for Party for that, because Party has never told me I can't say this or I can't play that or like please don't say that. So I'm forever grateful for them letting me be my authentic self. When you hear the Fresh Movement, you hear me talking, that's truly how I feel, and that's really what I'm thinking. So I'm grateful for that.
And then
a lot of stations can't say the same thing.
And let's talk about finding a co-host, because I know that could be a real
so I'm host. Her name is Cha-Cha. She'll go backstage now,
but she moved back to Cleveland. So right now I'm looking for a new host, because the station I believe opens back up in September. Like right now we've been doing our breaks at home. But when the station opens back up, I'm going to need a new co-host. So if you are listening right now and you think that you are dope, you have great talent, you have strong ideas, please hit up the Fresh Movement 95 at gmail.com and give me your bio experience and just tell me why you're interested. But there has been, I've seen some characters in that email.
And then how did you find Cha-Cha? Because you guys have been together for a really long time, and finding someone who is dedicated about your show or your baby and sticking with you for a long time is so hard to come by. So for those who are starting out and feel like they cannot start because they don't have a co-host, what advice can you give them, and what advice can you give them to try and find someone who is dedicated about your show just as much as you?
I didn't have a co-host until year 3. And in college radio, I never had a co-host until like the end of it. I didn't want to deal with the drama, and I didn't want nobody to mess up what I built, and I also didn't want to have the tip for tat. I think we should do this today. Like I got it. But as I've gotten more guest co-hosts, I've learned that people like different opinions. I just think that a co-host. I met Cha-Cha because she was interning on my show. Just like how I was interning on that guy's show at Brooklyn College Radio, and she happened to intern on my show. And we just hit it off from there. And I just brought her from Brooklyn College to party with me. And ever since then, we've been rocking. I mean, even though she technically won't be, I guess, a quote-unquote co-host anymore, she will still have her segment on the show. I don't want to just, like, take her off the Fresh Movement, you know what I'm saying? Like, because she has, this is, like, the best we've ever been, so I definitely don't want to do that to her, but, like, still looking for the co-host.
All right. So, do you think that it's important to have a co-host, or does it really make or break your show?
I think it's important
because
it's important depending on your show. Again,
you're just doing one-liners saying this is coming up next, and there's no need for a co-host. But if you're having dialogue, if you're having conversation that is mind-provoking, did I say that right? Mind-provoking? I feel like I said that right. I hope so. I'm always trying to like these words, and they, Anyway, but yeah, I just feel like the back and forth is really good for the radio, and people feel like they like, oh wow, like they're invested, and they're going off of different ideas. So I definitely think if you want to do a successful talk show, then you should do a co-host. But if you just want to do one-liners and just like DJ it up, then
by yourself is cool as well.
And then let's talk about finding guests, because that could be a challenge in itself.
Yeah.
What methods do you use to reach out to people? Do you find more success just sliding in a DM, emailing? How do you format your emails? How do you format your DMs? Like, what is your process on finding guests and reaching out to them?
So every guest I've DM'd, I've never got anything back. So that's just the truth about that. For me personally, I've never got anything back. I always email their manager or publicist, and I've always gotten something back through that. I've never gotten a guest just DMing. Unless they're like not as no. So let me rephrase that. So bigger guests that I've not trying to say are people are lower than you get what I'm trying to say. Guests with a bigger following that I've DM'd have never responded, but I've emailed their people and they have gotten back to me and they've been on the show. Well, a lot of people like on their Instagrams have an email. I don't think a lot of people know that. Like a lot of those celebrities and people that you guys follow and know, like they have an email section, and sometimes they do a little research. And you just hit that email, you type in your professional email, and you just say a message. I pretty much, my format is, I'm not gonna give away my little secrets, but I just be professional.
Share with the people who are looking.
You're right. I don't want to be like those people that be like, alright, just snap. But my email is pretty much. I think it starts off by saying to whom may concern, or something like that. I just pretty much say who I am, my platform, and why I would love to have you on the show, and I think my social media is on the bottom. But I think that's the more efficient way, because just DMing somebody seems. I've personally never got anything back with that, and I guess it's good or ratchet. A little bit.
I honestly think it gets lost away in like the requests.
Yeah. And sometimes they may think you're trying to holler or something, or like they may. So you just never know the DM. With an email though, it's pretty much straightforward. You know what's happening, and that's just that.
How do you do with people who don't reply when you send them an email? Do you ever follow back up with them? Have there ever been someone that you reached out to when you first started and they didn't reply, and now they're trying to build a platform? They have replied?
No.
You just kind of like, just hit them up, they don't reply, forget it.
I want to say, my biggest interviews I've had to work for, like the Sorayas, the Biancas, and like the Biancas, get on their people. I don't want to say it's the artists, because mostly it's their team. And because like my platform is smaller than theirs platform, you have to really be on it. So I think like Soraya, I was trying to book Soraya since I want to say maybe 7 months.
You said 7 months?
Yeah. Like so it's just being consistent. I want to say, and even what? So I may send an email like in January, and they may get back to me like 3 weeks from now saying, oh well, because the artist may be busy as well. So you gotta fit with the artist's schedule, and then like something may happen in the artist's life, so they may forget about you. So you have to like do the follow-up email, like, hey. I don't follow up unless they respond. Then when they respond, I'm like, all right, I got it. Like once you can't just keep shooting emails because they don't care. But if they respond saying, oh, okay, I'm interested, you gotta like keep following up with them, because If you care.
Like I'm not gonna hold you. Sometimes I get with an artist and they hit me back and it's just like back and forth. I'm just like, you know what? This is not worth the stress for me personally. So it is what it is. And I have a lot of artists that's done that too. I also have a lot of artists that have canceled on the day of. So that's another thing. If you wanna be technical with that, a lot of artists cancel the day of, or they're super late, and you look dumb because it is when. That's why now. Shout out to Hot 97. They taught me to never promote an artist that has not been there yet. I used to promote. Not gonna say the name. I had an artist. And she told me she was coming, and it was a big name, and everything. I had like flyers, I had like mad promos, whatever. Day of, the man just said she's sick. And I was like, so what? I just looked down when the radio saying, well, yeah, she's not coming. I don't know when she's gonna come. And she wound up never even being on the show.
She never came on the show?
Mm-mm. Never. So. But she's doing well in her career, I see. So. Shout out to her.
I just want to know. I think you were the one who taught me about the pre-recorded shows. Like you pre-recorded. Yeah, you were. So, what is your method?
I do that as well. Pre-record interviews now too.
So, what is your method for promotion then, just so that won't happen? Or, I mean, you can't really prevent it happening, but
with super big guests, I don't promote nothing until it's confirmed, and we already taped it or something because
I've been looking dumb too many times where I say, "Oh, big artists coming this week," and then it's Friday, and I'm looking dumb, playing with my thumbs, saying, "All right," then I hear. So I try to for the big artists. I try to schedule an interview, pre-record it. So that way, it's already done. So it is what it is. Also, if the artist promotes your show, a flyer, I usually make flyers. If the artist does not promote your flyer, at all, that's very questionable. Yeah. They're not promoting your thing at all. You might want to reach out.
That happens to me with the artist. I promoted, and then the day of, he flopped on me. And said that he was in church and forgot. And I
all day?
Huh?
He was in church all day?
He was in church. Like, he was, at this point in his career in life, he was, like, really heavy on, like, the Christianity flow and stuff. So, like, it was, like, at 8 o'clock at night, he claimed that he was at church. So, I'm here bigging up myself. Yeah, this artist about to come on. Yeah. And then the day of, and this was like my first real big artist. So, I was like really devastated because I didn't know how to handle that. It caught me off guard.
Right.
But that was like
what was his name?
What was his name?
I ain't calling no names. You never know. When this might blow up, then they're going to be like, oh, well, you said back in the day. But, I mean, I just want to understand. So, because you want to promote the artist. You want to promote your show.
Right.
But how do you create that balance to build that momentum if you're kind of timid on promoting the show? If you can't pre-record it and it has to be something live, how do you build that momentum to get those listeners? You know, if you're not
I'm gonna be frank with y'all. To be honest. This is gonna sound like too controversial. But it's real. So like if a person has like, this is just my experience. I've had, I want to say maybe over 50 interviews. Maybe. I want to say give or take.
If a person has like
over 100K followers, I'm like on their ass. I'm like. So are we? You sure you coming tomorrow? Like you sure. Like I'm not trying to promote. Like I'm like 3 different times. And if they say confirm, like usually they're like really serious about it. But an artist that's usually under 100K, I've never clicked on me personally. No. One girl did. But usually they are really glad to be on a platform, so they've never really. I've never had a problem promoting their stuff. I don't like usually what people like to get 100K more. I feel like they think that they're bigger. Yeah. So I'm like more on them to like make sure you're gonna be available. Whereas somebody who may have like 10K or like 20K is usually better with communication. They're like, I'm definitely gonna be there. I don't have a problem. I can promote because they're not gonna let me down.
Right.
So that's just another thing that I've experienced. If you wanna,
and then with show concepts, because one thing is with guests and preparing questions and stuff like that, but without guests, planning your show concept and coming up with ideas. I know you said earlier in your career you used to go to media takeout and gossip and stuff like that. So what is your strategy on coming up with fresh and new content that will excite your audience and keep them engaged?
Everyone likes drama. And mess. So like
personally,
when I get on the radio,
it's like my alter ego just pops out.
It's like my alter ego just becomes
just messy.
And I don't mean to be messy. It's just like I just keep talking, and it's just
my opinion. But sometimes it could be a little too much, and people seem to like that.
So I just keep going with that. And I have this thing called a microphone where I give advice. So that's fresh. Cha-Cha Sports, where she gives her opinion on different life experiences. I talk about pop culture. I try to keep my show very updated, but also to everybody. So like, I don't want a person who's Caucasian to not like. I want my show to be for everyone. So like, if you're Caucasian, if you're African American, Spanish, gay, straight, purple, like, just want whoever to like kind of understand where I'm coming from and just give my perspective on it. Like, I hate shows that are kind of you just know it's just based on like that one crowd. So I personally don't like that because I want my show to be for everybody. Like, I want to be international, and I don't want just to be in a box, the gay box or the black box. Like, I want to be for everybody.
I think it's more so thinking about long term. I'm gonna take a quick break. Shout out to Sadie. She said that she's happy that we moved to the YouTube platform. I'm definitely happy too. And while y'all here, make sure to subscribe, turn on the notification bells, leave a comment. If you have a question for Lamark, make sure you leave it down in the live chat box because he will be answering any questions that you guys have. And yo, share this with your friends, man. Like, he's really dropping nuggets right now. Like, why would you not? Anyway, back to regular programming. Sorry. I had to like switch my OCE on.
That's cool.
That's cool. And yes, and Bel Air. I see you.
Shout out to Bel Air. Shout out to Bel Air.
Okay. All right. Shout out to endorsements. I see you.
Okay. Well, we're not gonna say endorsement. Not yet.
We're gonna say product placement.
We're gonna say product placement, and we're gonna say thank you for sending me these drinks, Bel Air. So,
not the kids. This chair
is not comfortable after like 30 minutes.
No. Okay, so I got sidetracked. Sorry about that. All right, so finding music, because I know that you say you're trying to be for everybody, and I think finding music is the most hardest thing to do. One of the most hardest things to do, especially trying to be up on the trends. You're competing against the top 40, you're competing against the hot 97s and the 105s and the Z100s. So how do you formulate your playlist or curate your playlist? And are you open to new music?
Absolutely. I'm definitely
open for new artists.
So you are new artists. You have some dope stuff. Hip hop mob shows, mostly hip hop and R&B with a splash of pop. So like you're in that realm. Give me a call. Well, don't call me. Evo. The song. And I'm not cleaning your song. A lot of people want their songs to be clean. Like, I don't understand that. Why would I clean your song?
Blow mind cleaning a song. Like, that is the most irritating thing to do.
That's not my job to clean your song.
Your job is to clean your song.
So if you're an artist, you don't have a clean. I think we should get some clean versions to give out to radio play, because that would be the best. So yeah. So what was the question? I forgot.
Before we get into like the tea of the whole conversation, what are some challenges that you say overall in your career, because you've been in the game for what, like 5 years now? 5 years, right?
Yeah.
Time really do fly by. So you've been in the game for like 5 years.
At the beginning, I'm really at the beginning because most of that was college.
Right. But you can't discredit that because college radio does a lot for you. It really preps you.
Yeah.
So what were the challenges that you faced, and what challenges can people expect to face? I know we named a few, getting stood up and the gatekeepers and stuff, but what other challenges do you think someone should prepare themselves for getting into this?
You're going to hear no.
You're going to hear
like a lot. Like you're going to hear no so much that it's going to be. You might as well get tagged. I hear no. So much. I've heard. I don't think your content is that. I've heard. I don't like your voice. I've heard. I don't like your voice. You're gonna get so much criticism, and I just think that you have to. So our tough skin is like really something you need for this business, and just to really believe in yourself. Like that is super key. Like if you don't believe in yourself, it's gonna show in your work. And I didn't know people could I was going through some stuff, whether it's depression or suicide stuff. Like back. What was that? I want to say maybe year 2. I was also in the closet when I first started this show. Like I came out on the show as well. So I just I didn't come out on like that episode, but I came out during the closet depression because I didn't want to have any secrets. I didn't want anybody to be like, oh, I'm about to expose you. So I just think that you have to be true to yourself. That's just, I know it sounds really cliche and like corny, and I hate when people say corny stuff is just like shut up. That's really the truth. Like honest to God, that's really the truth. I've heard so many no's. I've had celebrities that I really looked up to that paid me dust when I saw them. I've had people not tell me opportunities just to be shiesty. I've had money that I'm supposed to be getting from different areas that I have not gotten. Like it's a lot of things that happen in this business that are, we have talks. So it's just certain things like it's crazy. There's been situations I worked events and I may have not been fed. I was gonna get fed, didn't get fed, or I didn't get paid for that, or racism, homophobia. That is definitely real in the workplace at times.
I agree.
So it's just to be strong and believe in yourself and keep pushing.
And then let's get into the tea now. That was great of what you said. That was very soundproof advice to people, especially the no's. Because honestly, the no's is what drove me to create my own station. Because I was just like, you know what?
Yeah.
Like everybody telling me no, then I don't need you. I'm gonna create my own. But
Bianca said it best. She said, if they won't let you set the table, create your own table. And that to me stuck with me. So
it's a fact.
Yeah.
Create your own table, and I think people get so fixated on like, oh no, I want to be on TV. I want to be on the biggest station. I want to be on the biggest this and that. And sometimes you got to take a step back and create your own for them to recognize you, for them to come to you. So
I mean, the gag is they
didn't pay you that much.
And I mean, like, just slip up and say something that they don't like. They gonna Nick Cannon your ass. It's shame.
And if you have a contract, you can't do nothing. Low key. So that's another thing. Read your contract, people. Read your contract.
You should make a song.
If you are
read your contract.
Because some people will have you like really messed up. So definitely, that's not just for artists. That's for anybody in media, because a contract will really mess you up. So please read your contract and know your rights. I had an artist who tried to sue me because they had like, yeah. I'm not gonna say the artist's name because whatever. But you gotta know your rights.
Why they try to sue you?
Because they felt like they didn't like what I was going to say about their stuff. About their music. And to loan on artists too.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they got upset because you basically made your opinion about their music, and then they basically sent you, whether it was a cease and desist or something.
Well, they never sent me cease and desist. They threatened to send me cease and desist. So.
Y'all, these artists are shady. They really can't take criticism.
And I'm not even real talk, y'all. I'm not even like again. I get on the radio and talk my mess, but I really personally don't care. Like I care, but and I care about certain people's lives, but like outside of this, I don't care if you lick dogs. I don't care if you purple. Like that's not my business. I try to not get in people's super in their business. I just support on like what's happening in the bigger scheme of things that's already out there. Like for example, that Megan story. Like you cannot talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Or it's out there. But like a story like maybe he's like I don't know. What's the story that I haven't talked about? Talk about a lot. I don't know what I haven't talked about. But anyway, like something that's really personal. Like I would not. That's on my plate.
I guess like with Nikki and her son's. I saw her son. She's probably in the son. Her child's father.
Yeah, like that. I feel like that's not my place to like discuss because the father is not in the limelight. Nikki is. So like Nikki being a celebrity, I feel like you are making yourself a target for people to talk about you. But I should be off limits personally because that's like they didn't sign up for that.
Right.
Okay.
I agree. But let's get into the tea now because I want to know, how do you balance your work life and your love life? How do you separate the two? Because sometimes you could get caught up on the station if you're talking about your love life and air your own self out. So how do you balance that?
So when I was young and dumb, I used to like shout out to so and so listen to my show,
like guys.
I don't do no because I look dumb and it don't work out. So I don't like to mix business and pleasure. So if you're on my show, 9 times out of 10, there's nothing sexual happening. It may be some flirting, like haha for the viewers, but I'm not doing that. I like to mix that with. I like to keep my work separate from my love stuff. That's my love life right now. I'm close. Renovation. Right now, because it's just a lot going on with that. Yeah.
And let's talk about Lamark After Dark, though.
Yeah, Lamark After Dark. So that started because we're in the pandemic. We're still in the pandemic. Please wear your masks. I can't stress that enough. And wash your hands. And those that go to parties, I don't get it. But hey, live your life.
They get their temperature taken at the door.
At the party?
Yes.
Anyway, I'm gonna leave that alone. So I what was I saying? Oh, Lamark After Dark. So I wanted to do something. I'm a very sexual person, but I don't express that more on the radio because I kind of want that separate. So Lamark After Dark kind of started because I had a lot of sexual things that I want to express on live, and I really want to get other people's stories because honestly, I don't want to start my business. So I like to get other people's business. So I figure Lamark After Dark is a perfect way to get people's business, give y'all like a little bit of what I'm going through, but also like really ask the person that I'm interviewing, like, hey, how's your sex life? And that's how I usually do all my interviews. I like to get in their business and kind of like, my goal is to be your friend and then to get in your business. Because when you're friends with somebody,
that is so shady. Like,
you tell your friends your business. So my goal is to be like, love it, everything you're doing. Got it. Be home girls. Be the best of friends. Be my bro. Who you sleeping with? Like how is that working? And usually 9 times out of 10 usually works. So that's my strategy. Lamark After Dark is again coming on, I believe. You should. It's a great. I mean, I do make my guests feel. I do make my guests feel happy, and I feel like cool. I feel like I'm a good host with that. I'm just a little messy. But that sells. Anyway, so Lamark After Dark every Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern, on my Instagram, Lamark_Fresh, where I ask you about their sex lives, and we play games. It's a good time. It's a good time with some drinks. Sponsored by the Adult Zone.
Okay, put in your plugs. Plug it in, plug it in. What? Oh no, that was tap, right? I was going to say plug.
Yeah, I was
okay, forget it.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
Yeah.
It didn't work, sorry. And and what are some do and don'ts that you can give to people in just radio and I guess being a media personality? Because I don't box you into just being an on-air talent. You are a media personality.
Thank you.
Yeah, like you dive into different parts of media altogether. So what are some do and don'ts?
Don't be a diva when you're starting out. Like it's okay to have. It's okay to know what you want. But to just be a shit. I don't want that. It's not cute. It's not cute. And the business is very small. Like a lot of people knows, like somebody may know somebody, so you don't want to ruin your relationship with that person or that brand. Always try to filter what you say to a certain extent. Like I might get messy, but there's certain things that we'll just never say on air because I have media training because I went to school. A lot of people that are personalities now didn't do that, and they just get shows because they're celebrities. They didn't have a media training. I mean, shots that I'm not hating, but because I have media training, I kind of know what not to say on the air. So I would definitely, if you don't have media training, I would try to get into that because it definitely helps you in the long run. And be persistent, be confident, and again, be yourself. That is the key. Being yourself is so. I wish I would get that tagged somewhere. I believe in this. But definitely being yourself is the key. And networking, finding a mentor.
I'm sorry. I said no. Sorry about that.
Honestly, though, I'm glad to have big business. Like that makes it more. I love when mistakes happen because it just makes it more human. You know what I'm saying? Like everything shouldn't be perfect all the time.
I know, because he's bothering me about. I don't even know what he's bothering me about, and he knows I'm not. I'm on live.
But that's real.
No. Sorry, guys.
That's real. Like it's sometimes hard being a working mom. So like that's real.
But yeah. So Lamark, I really appreciate you being here. This was great. The live was not ghetto. It actually worked for us. Excellent connection.
Well, usually ghetto is not my. Ghetto, I don't do it. So.
Yeah. Let the people know where they can follow you at, please.
Mark_Fresh, LAMARK_Fresh on all social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, The Fresh Human on Facebook. And I'm looking for a new host, so please, thefreshhuman85@gmail.com. See Lamark After Dark tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern, where it gets a little nasty. So hopefully you guys...
Very.
But it's entertaining though, and people like that.
It's raunchy. It's like, but it's tasteful.
Exactly. Like I'm not saying open your mouth. Like it's tasteful. Also, please go to theweedzone.com and go to Adult Zone and get some promo. Get some sex toys. Use my promo code FRESH. I have some merch coming soon, so you guys are good looking for that. And I got some opportunities coming, guests coming. So yeah.
It's about to be lit. You about to take over.
Thank you again for having me. And thank you for being so dope and like your just the bridge and just being so inspirational. Like you really are feeling it. And I can't wait to see what you kind of do when the next years to come. I don't know what type I like had. It was like here, but didn't come out the way I thought it would come out. It just yeah. I swear, y'all.
We about to win. Like there's no other way but to win. There's no other way but the top. And like
support your friends.
Support your friends.
Yeah, and like support your friends and don't compete with your friends. Support your friends. Like there's enough room for everybody. You don't have to be at the top and then hand out a hand. Like you guys can build each other up like blocks. Like you get it? Like you build each other up. You get it? So yeah.
Right.
But thank you once again for being here. I really appreciate you. I know we was supposed to do this. But we finally here. We not gonna dwell on the past. We not gonna dwell on the past. We here and we here now.
Right.
And
I'm glad. Everything happens for a reason.
And I'm glad that we got the chance
to do this. I'm glad I was the first guest. And I can't wait to see like so many more guests. I know you're gonna have super mega star guests. I'm just grateful and blessed to be the first one on the show.
Yes, you blessed it with your greatness, your bouginess, your everything. And like I said, thank you again for Bel Air for sending me these drinks. I really appreciate it. And if you're watching the replay, make sure you like this. Go subscribe, turn on the notification bells because I will be having much more content coming. And you say you wanted me to do vlogs and challenges and stuff.
You should definitely do vlogs. Because I would like to do your day-to-day. I would like to do your day-to-day. I would like to see you the challenge with...
My light is so disrespectful.
I love that at the end.
Because that's exactly what this is.
My light is so
Oh, man.
You can't make this up.
This is... Okay.
Y'all.
We should leave it.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. What were we saying?
All right, guys.
I
was just saying... I don't know what I was saying. I forgot.
The dang light is so disrespectful.
City girls.
Okay. Alright, it's time. If you watch the replay, like this, share. Like I said, that's what we was talking about. We was talking about challenges and vlogs and stuff like that. So I definitely would want to hear
my YouTube channel.
Please go to my YouTube channel,
Lamark P. Please check out my YouTube channel. I have like 6 videos up there. I'm trying to upload some more
I'll
stuff.
link it down in the bio.
Please subscribe.
In the description below. So yeah, guys, I might be coming out with some more content. Stay tuned for that. But until then, thank you guys for tuning into the first Bridge Workshop Entertainment series on YouTube. We took this thing from IG, now we're here on a bigger, better platform, and I can't wait to grow with you guys, to grow and meet a new audience. And yeah, we're about to have fun, like hair flip. Sorry.
I guess.
Okay. Alright, guys, but until then, I'll see you later. And like I said, don't forget to check out Lamark's information. It will be listed in the description box. And guys, follow me on Instagram _Novacashh with 2H. We only got to do it double times, okay? We don't do one, we do it twice. On Twitter, it's Novacashh. Everything is Novacashh. And yeah, alright, now I'm really out for real this time. See y'all later.